this is a weird one. This is a really weird article. They're telling me something I actually agree with, but then they're showing me like new She-Ra stuff. I don't quite know what to make of this. Hello everyone, I am Mecha42, your favorite YouTube harpy, and we have another... Actually, it's been a while since I've gotten to talk about She-Ra, so there's a little bit of She-Ra stuff in here. Forget strong female characters, we need complicated female characters who screw up a lot. Yes, we need female characters who screw up enough for the story arc. You don't want them so incredibly incompetent that screw up at every turn and are then later told that they're the bestest ever. You know, that would be a Michael Burnham character, somebody who's so horrendously flawed and so insanely praised for her flaws that she becomes sort of this anti-Mary Sue sort of character. I would kind of throw a lot of the She-Ra characters from the couple episodes I did see in there. To be fair, I couldn't make it for more than 2 episodes of that. It was kind of awful. I found the characters to be whiny, annoying, overly flawed to a point of almost incompetence and idiocy. And yeah, I think that's a little bit overkill, you know, something like the girl from Bumblebee who had like a fear of doing something that she overcame. You know, she had a couple little things. That's all you need. That's really all you need in a story, especially in like a movie. How much, you know, how many things can you cram into an hour and a half? Or even, you know, a 20 episode TV series for that matter. You can't have so many flaws that they're unlikable and that they're buffoons, morons, or complete incompetent idiots. Every few months, like work, it happens again. The never-ending debate over strong female characters. At this point, it's become a cliche, and an in-joke, and a t-shirt, and a comic, and we still debate endlessly what it means for women to be strong in our media stories. Who the hell wrote this? Alex fucking Kurtzman? Why so many ands? Why so many ands? Especially science fiction and fantasy stories. And Stop using so many ands. Throw some therefores. Throw some buts. Period. Throw the period. There's a little dot. It's not just .com. It's a period. It means ending your sentences. And whether this kind of strength is a good thing. Most recently, this excellent piece by Kelly Herson at the Outline. Oh, I'm not clicking that article. Click the article if you want. Talks about the idea of women's agency and whether it's always a reliable yardstick on whether a story is feminist. I don't want feminist stories. I just want stories of people. Because this is irrelevant. I've touched on this topic a bunch in the past, including this piece for IO9. There's a link. I don't care about the link. But lately I've been thinking that what I really want is not strong female and trans / non-binary hair. Oh, fuck. Here we go with the SJWs speak. How about this? If you are a female, especially if you're a white woman or something, how about let's not say, and I want this and this and this and any other group than the one you already are part of, okay? Can we do that? So if you're a woman, you can only talk about wanting strong female characters in these articles. Because it gets tiresome and it sounds like pandering. And I saw this sort of pronoun identifiers. I guess they're not pronoun identifiers. Gender identifiers sprinkled throughout this article. This is why I chose this one, because I saw these type of words more than once. Yes, but rather complicated characters. I want characters of all possible genders. Complicated emotional lives. Characters who make mistakes and screw up and hurt people and learn from their disasters. Can I specify though? I also want characters of any gender that they choose, as long as it's relevant to that character and not just some social gender identity pandering. Okay, because when you kind of overdo things, when you basically dehumanize people into what's between their legs, it can kind of be offensive to some people. It can kind of make for really bad storytelling. And I get what you're saying here, but you're not saying it in the way that I would say it, which is the way that people would actually kind of listen. And I know I'm a bit abrasive. I know I'm a bit harsh, but it's okay. This is why people listen to me and kind of just hear for people who use this sort of terminology. Okay, got it. All right. It's like I'm talking to her, and I'm not talking to her. She's never gonna watch this video. You guys know. That's why you're here. Oh, let's just start off by acknowledging that most of us, apart from some whiny trolls who are best ignored, want the same thing. Characters that we can obsess about. Whiny trolls. Okay, which whiny trolls? The ones who if you don't use the right pronoun for somebody. Those who if you don't have a diversity rainbow and you're in every script. For tokenism, you know, for representation, that type of thing. So who are the actual trolls? Who are the actual whiny trolls here? Fictional people who have rich enough stories to inspire tons of fanfic and fan debates and cosplay and memes and everything else. No. Actually, a lot of the meme characters are so blank. That's why they're meme characters. We want characters who feel alive, and we don't want them to be just white dudes. Yes. However, you're going to have a certain demographic of people who are going to see this article and only hear the "no more white dudes." That's what they're going to hear, because you're singling it out and putting it in this negative connotation. You see how your words are powerful, and again, I'm talking to the author of this article, and not you guys. So you guys can see how her words are kind of going to set these people off in the wrong direction. This is why they sprinkle in this sort of verbiage and this terminology, because they know it gets clicks and it gets people talking about it. Can you learn how to fucking write if you're going to be a founder of a magazine, like an online magazine? Because seriously, you really need to learn how to write. This is some elementary school level, you know, like first grader level writing, complete with like the fake gender pronouns and shit. And that's part of the part of the trouble with the whole strong female character framework. At its worst, you can end up with a paragon who makes no mistakes and conquers every challenge the world throws at her. Yeah, which kind of gets boring. No shit. And when SJWs are saying it's getting boring, you know it's getting bad. Like, this is like when SJWs were saying that they don't want Spock and Mikey Spock to do it on Star Trek Discovery. You know things are getting bad when even the SJWs don't want it. When I think about the characters I love, an audience member or reader, they're always flawed, conflicted, messy characters who sometimes go off half-cocked or make a bad situation worse. Not only that, but I have a much easier time believing in somebody who's not a perfect human being. As do we all. You guys are finally getting it. Plus, cis dude characters. Oh, fuck you with your god. No, stop. You could have just left it at that. You didn't have to insert your little male bashing dig. Why do they do this? Why do these stupid people do this? It's like, you stupid bitch. Why do you have to put plus cis dude characters have always been allowed to screw up and be selfish and wrong-headed? Look at pretty much any list of great anti-heroes. Yes, that's an anti-hero, you stupid woman. Sorry, I'm like trying to yell quietly. It's 11:30 at night. And you'll notice the one thing that almost all of them have in common. If there's any point to this conversation around strong characters that aren't cis men, then it's got to be about equal opportunities to add the anti to hero. All right, when you use a perfectly logical argument to bash males, to kind of take your shots, this is when you start losing your credibility and kind of going off as a crazy person. Not that IO9 is very credible anyway, but whatever. Showing a character screwing up is hard work, usually harder than showing them making the right choice off the bat. That's what good writing is. That's why you have more than one draft. Keep that in mind next time you write a story, Rian Johnson, or anybody involved in Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, we're living in the era of Killing Eve, Pose, The Magicians, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, Supergirl. TV shows would feature women who are allowed to be misguided or short-sighted. See, She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, from what I saw, they were so incompetent and annoying, and It felt like they were really, really like screwing up dramatically in that show. They felt like, yeah, when I wasn't being annoyed or bored or laughing at some of the horrendous animation in that. Yeah, that's not a good show. That's not a good show that I would show people saying, hey, here's a strong female character. I would show somebody, and I probably wouldn't even market it like that. I'd say, hey, you want good characters? Watch Babylon 5, watch Stargate, watch, Star Trek TNG, DS9. That's where I would send people. Not to She-Ra. Not even. I even see these other shows. I can't tell you if Killing Eve, Pose, or The Magicians, or Supergirl are any good. But She-Ra was not good. It was not good. In my opinion. I know a lot of people liked it. For some reason. Also, yes, I know it's not for me, but if it's not for me, then why market it as She-Ra to somebody who grew up with She-Ra? Me. I'm older than I look. Similarly, where was I? Oh, it's up here. TV shows which feature women who are allowed to be misguided and short-sighted. Anyone who's watched any of these shows will testify that their heroes' screw-ups make us root harder for them. No, I wanted those She-Ra characters to die. Really, they were really annoying. I just wanted them to shut up and stop. That's all I wanted. Similarly, I believe a big part of the appeal of N.K. Jemisin's amazing Broken Earth trilogy, I'm saying your name wrong, is the character Esun. What is Broken Earth trilogy? Link, can we link this? Well, we got the author with her tangled feelings about motherhood and her tragic past. Plus, the ability to screw the pooch is proof that these characters have agency, or else their bad choices won't affect anyone but themselves. Okay? Okay. But yeah, she goes on and on and on with examples here. I don't know who this character is, so. Also helpful, an interesting backstory which shows this character has been evolving since before the story began. Yes, but don't tell me, or don't just tell me, show me. Show, don't tell. So many of these shows, I don't know about these specific ones, but shows nowadays tell us, and they don't actually show the characters doing anything interesting. But when it comes to characters who are women or other genders, I don't care about the genders. I especially care about their relationships with each other. I feel like mass culture has starved me for good representations of friendship amongst women, trans, NB people. What's NB? Partly because in movies, especially, there's often only one character who's not a cis white male. That's not true. Or who's not a cis male, rather. Okay, so I threw in the white part because that's usually how they're usually all three together. That's not true. That is so untrue. Last Jedi, Rey, Vice Admiral Gender Studies, Princess Leia, that other one with the nose. There was a lot of women in that Last Jedi, and keep in mind, I can't name the guys either from Last Jedi because they were so uninteresting. Oh, and Rose Tico. How can you forget little Rose Tico? There's a lot of women characters. Okay, there's a lot of whammons in there. There's a lot of women in Star Trek. There's a lot of women in pretty much everything. Pretty much everything, especially since we've done this diversity casting where they have one of everything that they can have as representation so they can get as many people watching their crap as possible because they don't have stories that are worth shit. They have to focus on representation to get people watching. That's all. Complain about the limitations of the Batchelor-Wallace test all you want, though I like it, but I get sick of female characters who don't ever hang out together or have rich, albeit sometimes thorny friendships. We'll go watch Stargate. Sam Carter and Doc Frazier had a great friendship. That was actually on the insistence of the actress playing Samantha Carter, Amanda Tapping. She's like, yeah, I want another woman on the show who's not going to be an enemy. They have to be friends. Because that's how professionals are. And it gives a better message, too. It serves a much better message than these stupid little bitchy Heather cults and cliques and stuff that a lot of these shows turn into. And yeah, the sometimes thorny part is important. No, friendships between women can have just as many ups and downs and communication failures, misconnections as any romance. And ditto for friendships involving trans and blah, blah, blah. Duh. No shit. Anytime I come across a story featuring a really challenging but rewarding friendship, I'm pretty much always hooked, in part because it feels true to reality of my own friendships and the people I know, where all you do is sit around and talk about what people have between their legs. Are they trans? Are they cis? Are they male? Are they female? Are they whatever? Is that all you talk about? Because you keep talking about it in this article. And friendships are definitely one of the areas where it's good to show characters who mess up. One phrase I hear a lot lately among genre fans, I almost saw gender fans, because that's basically what they are. They're fans of gender politics. They're fans of studying gender and what is between people's legs. Guess what? You can just see it on Pornhub if you're that obsessed with it. Fans and creators is fond family in this era of dark stories and even darker political news, so keep it out of my fucking movies. We all crave stories about people who come together and form their own chosen families. Well, go watch the Mary Tyler Moore Show. That was a workplace family. That was a great one. That was one of the best TV shows ever made. I feel like this concept comes from the LGBT... Oh my god. How many fucking letters did you guys add? I'm part of this community and this too goddamn many letters. I'm sorry. In part, but it's for everybody who feels marginalized or under threat. And the best found family stories usually seem to include people of different genders and sexualities, whose birth families might always not be the more supportive. Okay, what about, like I said, Mary Tyler Moore Show in the 70s? That did basically this. Can't you give that as kind of an example of a strong female character, wasn't just a Mary Sue, had her flaws, had her found family? Why not that show? Why not Rhoda? Why not the Phyllis had a spinoff. They all had spinoffs. The Golden Girls. Why not any of these sort of shows? Did you kind of forget that we've had this for so long? Golden Girls even had a gay character on a couple of episodes. Like, seriously, you know, we've had actual advancements in television for decades, probably longer than this person's been alive. Sorry, this stuff just gets me kind of annoyed. This really just gets me annoyed. Oh god, I'm done with this article. So short, long story short, she probably has never seen the Golden Girls and thinks fucking She-Ra is a great story, or, you know, any of those old TV shows that actually did have strong female characters, you know, like Mary Tyler Moore. Even Hot in Cleveland had its moments lately. And here's the thing, I know that, like, TV keeps changing and evolving, but for this generation of people, why are they even bothering? They don't watch TV the way we watch TV. They just look at their phone and text and bitch about things and on Twitter. Why bother? Why bother making TV? Just make a few flashes at the screen, show some ads, and tell them, hey, go buy this merch, and whatever. Because that's all these stories really are. They're just an excuse for them to go and buy the merch at Hot Topic, dress up in cosplay as these characters, pretend to know everything about them, be like, oh yes, I'm such a huge fan of the comic books, I'm gonna go buy the pop figure before I even see the movie, and cosplay without ever reading the comic about the character. That type of people. Those are the people that they're marketing this shit to. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm done with this article. Tell me what you think in the comments section below. I am Mecha Random 42, and I will see you guys on the next video or live stream. Bye! Thanks for watching! If you liked it, make sure to hit that like button, and if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye!